All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And of course, thanks for subscribing. And shout out to all those who used our referral code as well. We're back at it with the latest FSD build, which seems to be wide now, FSD 12.5.6.3, which is different from the one that we tested with hardware 3 and hardware 4 cars on 12.5.4.2. And I made a little bit of a mistake, a gaffe, reading the release notes between all three cars, and that was the fact that I said highway end-to-end for that version, that 5.4 version. Highway end-to-end is actually in the release notes as coming soon in that version. It's actually only going to be on this latest version, which is 5.6. 5.6 branch is the one that has the end-to-end on highway. I'm not sure it's going to hardware 3 cars right now. I think it's going just to hardware 4 cars. But someone drop a line in the comments to correct me if I am mistaken. But this is the latest version. It's got end-to-end on highway, includes earlier lane changes for staging lanes, which is great, natural lane change decision, and then updated speed profiles for the different profiles that they have in the FSD menu for highways or high-speed roads over 50 miles an hour, as designated here. And then auto set speed is now turned to max speed. So that's the features you have right here. It's under autopilot, max auto sets offset, which basically says, hey, it's going to go no more than whatever percent you have here, 40%. That's the recommended one. I'll leave it at that for now, or lower or higher. So it'll go any variable speed that's at the speed limit, lower to the speed limit, above the speed limit, but no faster than that max set speed. So that's what the differentiator is here, coming from the auto set speed, which was just automatically calculating what the speed was going to be and could go many variations over the speed limit that you didn't really know. So this is giving the users more control over the maximum speed the car can go, and it's designated into different profiles instead of chill, assertive, standard, and instead of assertive, chill, and standard, now we have chill, standard, and hurry, which again, same concept, but these are now only applying to the highway, high-speed roads over 50 miles an hour. Doesn't apply to local roads, city streets under 50 miles an hour. Okay, so this is drive at normal speed, adjust with traffic. Hurry is drives faster with more frequent lane changes, and chill is drive slower with minimal lane changes on a current drive. I'll keep it on standard for now, see what it does. Actually, I'll turn it to hurry, see what happens, and go from there. But this is the highway end-to-end. So again, not engaging these profiles until we get on the highway, which we're going to do right now. This also includes some updates to actual smart summon, just called smart summon for crying out loud. We'll test those in another video, but this one is just going to be highway. Sun is very interesting this time of day, just this time of year, I should say, more than the time of day, in the sense that it actually, Jesus, guys, right on me. Camera's up so you guys can see. It actually presents a lot of glare for the cameras, especially when the car is moderately dirty. A lot of glare, so you'll see it in the camera, hopefully. But I'm interested to see how long-term, supervised and unsupervised, deals with that. Like, does it require you to clean your cameras every single time you get in the car in order to get the optimal performance? But so far, so good. We just turned it on. I think City Streets is going to be very much similar to 12.5.4.2 for those that have that. I think the difference is just going to be the highway on this one, having total end-to-end with AI in control and less explicit code. So this is going to be very interesting. Hopefully we don't have any issues. I'm going to go through a series of highways, different types of highways, 55 mile an hour, 65 mile an hour, etc. And we're going to see exactly what this thing can do, starting with getting on the highway here. So now we no longer have the indicator of the auto offset to delineate whether we're on city streets and highway. Now we're going to have that hurry mode. So hurry pops up right here over the speed limit, which is cool. So it tells them I'm in hurry mode. And now I should be going faster and doing more frequent lane changes to get to my destination. We'll see how that bodes. So far, so good. Very smooth lane changes. Again, highway was really, really good, so it's hard to discern any minor differences between this build and another. So I'm interested to see what it does. Shows it just before rush hour here. So it's not going to be totally backed up, but it should be pretty congested to get a good sense of how it operates under these conditions, under moderate traffic conditions. Nice strong braking, smooth braking nonetheless, but very good. We've been traveling a lot, guys. I got more to divulge. I'm not going to divulge it in this one. I'm going to do the hardware 3, hardware 4 highway to divulge everything. But we've been traveling for a while, so we haven't been able to test. But again, thank you for sticking with us. It seems like this build is ready to go wide, so it's left early access, and it seems like early access might not have been testing thoroughly on Model S and Model X. Go figure, where we actually now have a little bit of a UI imbalance here with the autopilot FSD signal or icon a little bit out of place now that it doesn't have the wording of Auto Max above it. Would love for them to bump it up and make it a little bit more aligned with the rest of the wording there, because now the speed limit, the max speed and the speed profile is going to be over the speed limit, over the actual speed number, as you see here. So that icon needs to come up a little bit to make it a little bit more balanced. It's a little uneven right now. Not a good look. Tesla AI, you guys should get this. Should have caught it in early access. Shouldn't have waited till it went to more people before you caught that, but hopefully you can fix that quickly. But otherwise, very smooth. Again, hard to distinguish because autopilot and highway was very good. The issues where it struggled a little bit was missing turns, missing exits, things like that, where it kind of has some issues. So that's what we're looking to see is resolved. See if there's any improvements to the auto lane change, any improvements to the distance from the cars. All right. Also, I believe, so for S and X, you can actually now use this autopilot speed button, so you can bump the speed up like this, like you used to, but now you can go left and right to toggle through the different speed profiles, which is kind of cool. So if you didn't know that, that's definitely something that you can do with the this latest build for S and X. So they are showing some S and X some love in that regard. That function, this wheel has always had a multi-function for 3 and Y, not so much for S and X. And here's a good job of early lane change decisions to stage the lane properly. People go down and pass and kind of cut it in the end because it's a big funnel. I'm okay with this behavior. This is the safer course of action, so I'm okay with this. So we should just go straight into this turn and have no problem. Slowdown, deceleration is much improved here. Very smooth slowdown, very smooth deceleration. Even though it's abrupt, it's still smooth and relaxing. I don't feel uncomfortable with it. So that's definitely noticeable now in this build. Tight little merge situation here. This should be interesting. Lacking aggression has always been an issue for previous highway stack with merging, specifically when cars have a yield sign and they're coming together or they're merging into one space. How does it become aggressive but not too aggressive or not too lax so that it doesn't let every car pass it? And typically what happens when you have a merge, when someone's merging on the road, as you see these guys fighting it out back there, it would typically just keep going or slow down completely for the person in front of them who's merging, when that's not the case. They should yield to us because we have the right of way on the highway. So they should be yielding to us and not us yielding to them to get on the highway, unless, again, the circumstance calls for it. Okay, big school bus on the right. Let's see what happens here. We do have a toll situation here. If I can find my toll tag, see if it handles toll booths in any logical way. Needs to be in lane number 1. Lots of sun glare here. You really can't see the lines. You can't see where you're supposed to be going. Let's see if these cameras can do their job. Bus is really good. Good job swerving away from the bus, but we actually need to be in lane 1. Oh, we could be in lane 2. Okay. I want to disengage here just because it's not going the appropriate speed. I'll re-engage here, see if it speeds up. Speeds up nicely to get in front of the bus. Good job. A little bit too hot on the toll booth. Before, it used to recognize the toll booth and slow down and say, hey, toll booth detected. Now it didn't say anything and just kind of proceeded through it like 25 miles an hour, which is not the right speed for those toll booths. I don't want any violations. So I disengaged there. I didn't expect it to handle toll booths any differently, but I did expect it to handle the lanes funneling into the toll booth a little better, which it did a great job of. Again, avoiding the bus getting into a lane nicely, going through. Now it just needs speed control here. Again, things that early access should have caught before going wide. Speed control for toll booths. It knows it, it recognizes it. It should now do speed control and limit to 15 miles an hour to go through and prevent a violation. Okay, it's in hurry mode, so it's trying to get over quickly. Let's see how aggressive it can be. Super smooth all around, just the feeling inside the car right now. The glare, again, is just a little concerning for me. Just how does it impact the drive? But so far, so good. No real impact here from me. Did a great job avoiding that bust. That was great evasive maneuvers. And did a great job staging the lane for the toll booth. Just need to slow down. All right, so this is a 55 mile an hour zone where 40% over is our set for max, or is our offset. I don't know where our max is gonna be, but we're in hurry. So speeding up 65. I typically, and people typically, tend to go 10 miles an hour over. Again, not the legal thing to do. That's just what people do in terms of going the flow of traffic. So 67, a little hot for my taste. Probably bring it down. 65, 63 would be ideal in these circumstances, just to make sure, again, that we're doing the right thing here, being responsible, being safe as possible, even though, again, we're going to the flow of traffic, even though it exceeds the speed limit. This guy's gonna do something wild. Good job keeping composure. Abrupt slow down. Good job. Good job. Whoa, car behind me skidding. Bad situation. Good way to handle it. Good way to handle it. Could have been turned out nasty if that person behind me wasn't looking. Little screech of the tires on their end. But this guy jumping over. I'm gonna try to get around him. Good job. Way to handle that situation. Good job, person behind me, for staying alert and not rear-ending me. But this guy jumped in front of us, then abruptly slowed down, so not a good look. Lines are difficult to see on the road. So it's a situation where the car is doing a great job seeing the lines despite the glare, the angle of the sun hitting the pavement, and blending the view of the lines with the road itself. Not sure if that's being picked up on camera accurately, but it's definitely hard to see some of the lines. Trying to get over again, crossing the solid yellow is permissible, but right at the dash section, so I like it. Trying to get all the way over because we have to change to a different highway. So this is one highway with a 55 mile an hour speed limit. We're going to transition to another highway. See, this is the merge situation I was talking about here. It would typically slow down and wait for this guy to go. It's doing a great job keeping pace and letting him merge naturally. Just got to slow down a little bit, give him a little bit more room. Maybe because it's on hurry, I'm not sure. He's letting him squeeze in, but I would have given him a little bit more room just to get into that situation. But we're merging now into another highway, a higher speed highway, whose speed limit is 65 miles an hour. Get over. Very nice. Super, super smooth. That's very noticeable. It's the lane changes, specifically for the exit lanes or the interchanges, is super, super smooth. Smoother than before, noticeably smoother than before, even though before it was very smooth. Needs to get over now. Probably could have got over a little earlier. See, now it's crossing the solid white line, but it's probably difficult to see the lines. So I'm okay with that. Super smooth all the way. So far, so good. Confidence levels are through the roof right now. Decision making, comfort, safety, all good right now, especially the evasive maneuver to avoid that situation with the hard braking and the guy jumping in front of us. That's the superhuman nature that I want to see from a computer driving me around, to do things that maybe I couldn't do on my own or wouldn't do, and keep us safe. So that's great. All right, nice transition here. I'm going to switch down to standard on this one, just to see. Base the lane change on standard now. Double lane change, which is great, which it does really good. It didn't just veer across the lane. It kept the signal on, merged over twice, and got into the right lane, which is great. So now we're 63 and a 65, so we're a little bit low. We got to get over to the left lane. I wonder if I bump it. Yeah, let's see what happens. I'm not going to bump. I'm going to leave it like this. So we're going from this 65 mile an hour zone. We're going to go to another highway that's 55 mile an hour, and I'll switch back to hurry on that one. But for this one, I want to keep it on standard just to see what the deviation is from the speed limit when you put it on standard. Sees that car moving. Good job reacting and having a perceptive reaction to that person swerving in the lane. That's what I want to see from FSD. Great job, guys. Police pulling somebody over. Don't get us, guys. We're doing the right thing. We're below the limit. Everyone's below the limit because they slow down for the police officer. I'm not sure everybody does that. Like the police officer is going to jump back in their car and start pulling more people over. Should definitely just go the speed limit unless it's somebody you know. But I digress. So far, so good. 12.5.6.3 is looking really good right now in terms of highway end-to-end. This is a real step forward for the Tesla AI team, the FSD team. Happy to see it come to the masses now. Happy to be able to test it out myself after a lot of travel. And it's looking good. Truck coming over, what's it gonna do? Car coming over, what's it gonna do? Is it gonna let the car go? Good job, easily slowing down for both of them. Could have tried to cut them off and create an awkward situation for that car, which technically should have waited for us. But great job and poise and handling the situation. So we're kind of going to the flow of traffic, 60 and a 65, 62 and a 65. We still have our offset there, but again, it's on standard profile. Now speeding up, 71, 72, 73. This is where I would typically keep it, and maybe standard profile adheres to that better than hurry, which is great. I like it. Look at that. Nice and smooth, going to the flow of traffic, specifically in this lane. These other lanes are going to go a little bit slower because those are the lanes they're in. This is the passing lane, not the fast lane, but the passing lane. And this is the speed that you should typically go if you're overtaking vehicles, trying to pass and maneuver yourself to be in the position you want to be in. It's really good, really comfortable. Again, excellent job handling these odd scenarios. It's going to signal, even though it doesn't have to, but it's signaling to get over. Could have stayed in that lane, got in this lane. I'm okay with that. No big deal. Could have stayed in that lane too, but decided to stay here. I'm okay with that. All right. I like standard. This is actually more comfortable for me. I'm not in a hurry. I will, now we're switched over to the other road at a 55 mile an hour zone. That's what I talked about. I'm going to leave it here. Cops seem to be a little overzealous on this particular road. It's doing a great job handling this situation. Can't speak highly enough of it. Wide lane merging in, no longer an issue. Not that it really was, but definitely for older highway code, it definitely was an issue. But handling it gracefully all the way. Good job staying center in the lines. Not leaning or biasing towards one direction or the other. I know there's some pretty strong winds outside too, so great job doing that. Let's switch my destination here really quickly. Hope they don't catch me. Hope they don't catch me doing anything wild. But I'll go that route. can I go this route? Let me see if I can zoom in here and change route. Okay, they already got me. All right, so I'll do this route just to go to another road that is 50 miles an hour. So that's probably the lowest we can go where we lose the speed profile. But we'll see. It's more of a local road. Slowing down nicely to stays the lane change, which is great. The exit and the merge. Lots of sun coming to my left. Sun is glaring a lot. I actually might put this visor down if I can. I'm going to leave it. I haven't had a chance to get this car where it needed to be and get the right tints on the windows, so it's super bright in here. All in due time. Been very busy. Lane change for the exit here. Nice. Nice and smooth. Double lane change. We lose our speed profile because now we're back on city streets. This limit is below 50 miles an hour. You see it go to 45. So now it switches over to the standard profile. And it's in the wrong lane, so that's not great. But a lot of people do that in real life. So no good. No snapshot button for me. But that should be something they should work on. So staged the lane incorrectly, but did a good job recovering from it. A lot of people do that. It's a very tricky situation when you look at the map versus what you see in real life. It needs to be on the outer lane here, like this car is doing right here. Same situation, kind of silly. Can we go, please? So human did the wrong thing. FSD did the wrong thing. We both did the wrong thing. Need some work here. Need some work in the Northeast, Tesla AI. Happy to help. Happy to help where I can. But definitely some more data up here might be helpful. This person's a little bit lost. I would prefer to be in the next lane because there's a big pothole up here. Let me see if I can force a lane change. Coming up to this yellow light, lane change, and nice smooth slowdown, please. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice and smooth. Great job. Really, really good so far. I really, it's hard at this point. We're just nitpicking at this point. But this is really good. Small things that could be safety critical over time or safety critical depending on where you are. But right now, it's really, really good. This is phenomenal. Phenomenal so far. So we'll see. Let's finish the drive. Let's get to where we need to be. I'm wondering if I'm better off going this way. Hit that left turn. So there's a 45 mile an hour zone, and then when we cross this light, it'll transition to a 50 mile an hour. Oh, there's the big pothole. Oh no. We survived. It'll switch over to 50 miles an hour, but it's also some construction, so that's why I chose to go this way. See how it handles this situation. A little bumper to bumper action here. And see what it decides to do. Does it wait? Does it try to go around like that person did? Let's see what it decides to do. Looks like a merge from the left to the right. Now, here's something that's very important. One of the bigger issues with highway before, and I'm not sure that they fixed it with this build and everything being end-to-end, is the proximity to other cars in bumper-to-bumper traffic, a big issue. Having a gap big enough for someone to jump in will slow you down significantly in bumper-to-bumper traffic, especially in New York City. So I would love for them to create a tighter gap at slow speeds. Still have enough room to brake in case of an emergency, still have enough room to evade and avoid, but just a tighter gap so it's not a car length gap that allows people to try to just jump in and cut you off at every turn like it's doing right now. So it kind of seems to be the same. But again, I'll do some more driving and testing to see. But that's been a big issue for bumper to bumper. You have to really take over because it just wants to give everybody room to jump in front of you. So you wind up just getting further and further back the more people that jump in front of you. So if we can keep a tighter distance, maybe have a bumper to bumper mode or bumper to bumper stack that says, hey, now we're on bumper bumper, we have a lower follow distance, irregardless of the profile that we're on. Police officers here, I don't think we visualize. I have seen some reports that it's actually pulls over for the police officers if they're coming, but I don't see any emergency vehicles highlighted. I see the cars there, but I don't see any lights, anything to indicate that they're emergency vehicles. Would love to at least put the lights on, if anything, or just make them a different color, like red or something. Shows their lights flashing, like their regular brake lights flashing, but nothing else. That's pretty cool. Guys might not be able to pick that up. Nice smooth slowdown right here. This is another issue that's been resolved. The smooth slowdown for short distances. That's been a problem for highway for a while. Would always have that abrupt slowdown for short distances. This is really smooth. Very impressive, guys. Sees the pedestrian. Kind of gives a little bit of a predictive slowdown, just to anticipate what they're going to do. A little bit of a, not phantom brake, but just predictive slowdown. Assessing the situation, trying to analyze the situation. I'm okay with that, not too harmful. And we're off. So we're 45 here. This should be 50. Model Y's in a hurry. He's going to go for it. Sorry, put my cameras back up. But this is super comfortable, I'll tell you that. Comfort levels are through the roof right now. This is really good. Despite all the things that it has to deal with, it's maintaining a comfortable ride in these challenging conditions. The sun glare, the dirtiness of the car, the aggressive traffic. Really good job. I didn't mean it to go this way. Hold on for a second. Let me see if I can reroute this. I didn't mean for it to go this way. I'm going to take over here because I didn't mean for it to go. I wanted to continue on the highway. Actually, you know what? I'll let it go. This is a dangerous little unprotected left. I'll let it go because it's so blind to the right. You can't really see. Bus coming to the left. It turned off. This person's turning. I could have gone. And this car's clear. We're clear to go now. Right now, go. Go, 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 go. Good job. Just waiting for this person somehow, some way, being very courteous. That's not the right thing to do, especially if someone's behind us. But thank you anyway. She thanks you. Can't fault you for being over courteous, but not at the expense of the experience. That was an aggressive brake. Someone could have been behind us thinking they're going to take off, and it wasn't her turn to go, so we could have just went. She would have found an opening just like we did and would have been fine. More emergency vehicles. Let's see what we do here. Go around, wait. Excellent job slowing down here. That short distance slowdown is persistent. This is great. This is that Uber Black that I'm talking about. A little signal here to go around. Hope everybody's okay. Get back over. Nicely. Good job. Signal to get over, but didn't signal to get back. Would love to see that, and maybe I just missed it. If I did miss it, disregard that. But if I did miss it, something to consider. Just out of curiosity. All right. So good job, good job keeping the speed right here on the city streets, local road, 35 mile an hour. We're at 39, 40. That's a good speed to be, especially if everyone's driving that speed. No need to go too much further than that on city streets. This is super good. This is that Uber Black level that I'm talking about. Right bend. Let's see if it puts on the turn signal or just continues down. It can just go straight because it's only one way to go other than left. So let's see what happens if it puts the turn signal or goes. I think it should just go. Slows down nicely just out of anticipation. Good control. No turn signal needed. Great job. No cars in front, so now it goes to 34 and a 40. Not terrible, but also not the greatest experience, especially if people were driving a little faster behind me. Would love for it to just keep up. Use the speed limit as a baseline. I said this before, I'll say it again. Speed limit should be the baseline. Should not go lower than the speed limit unless the situation calls for it and other cars are going slower or there's something in the road that warrants you to go slower. Other than that, the speed limit should be the bottom, and then whatever offset you have goes from there. Those should be the rules or the guidance for speed control on city streets. I mean, highway too, but you know. Protected left turn here. We might not make it. We'll see if we do. And then we have two other lights. But yeah, this is great so far. If you guys got this version, comment below. Let me know what your experience has been. We're in the Northeast. This has been an area with varying conditions, different than California. Mountain roads, single roads, dirt roads, country roads, suburban roads, urban roads, dense traffic, not so dense traffic. Tesla's kind of struggled a bit to keep up with it all. It can do everything well, but there's some certain scenarios where it kind of gets lost in the sauce. So we got to make sure that we're getting enough data in this area, and Tesla's working harder to do that and make this even better. Ooh, close to the curb. Oh, that was close. Had to pucker up on that one. I haven't had any curb issues as of late. In the other versions I was testing on hardware 3 and hardware 4 with 12.5.4.2, all we had was, course corrections where the car would turn, see the curb, and then make an adjustment, which I can appreciate. All right, I don't think it knows where to go from here. So it says autopilot is complete. It's gonna make a right turn here. I have no idea. It's just like kind of driving. Okay, it's making up a new path. See how close that was? That's not nice. No turn on red. Let's see where it's trying to go. Okay, so it's trying to go to the entrance, which is cool. It's kind of like some extra credit. It got me to my destination. The navigation said autopilot navigation complete, but now it's trying to drive me into the actual place, the parking lot. Let's see what it can do here, and then we'll wrap this up. Come on, stay away from the curb. Kind of close, but precise. I appreciate that. What are we going to do here? Autopilot navigation complete. All right, where are we going now then? Okay, nice way to hold that. It's just going. It's finding its own way. It's making a way. Now it says to go right, but the car wants to go left. Interesting. I guess we're following this car and disregarding the navigation. Cool. Stop sign. Good strong stop. Now it says 50 miles an hour because that's the road. Switches now to 15, which is great, and slows down for the pedestrian. That's really good. That's really good. Excellent job, team. I'm impressed. even though the speed limit registered as 50, it still didn't go that fast. And then it switched to 15 when it realized it was in a parking lot. And now it's just taking me wherever. I'll let it complete and see what it does. We're gonna go in the parking lot. Is it gonna park? Love for that to happen. Not this far away though. All right, I'll call it a day. We will call it a day. Guess we can park here. But yeah, so that was cool. All right, guys. So that was it. That was our first impressions of 12.5.6.3 FSD supervised with end-to-end highway on hardware 4. Okay, so in terms of confidence was through the roof. I loved everything about the level of confidence that it exuded throughout the entire drive on the highway and even on city streets. I love the short deadline slowdowns, which gave me lots of confidence that the car knew what it was doing and could handle it very well. In terms of decision making, it made all the right decisions. Maybe I'll ding it on being a little bit over courteous for the lady who was trying to turn, and we were just going to let her turn at the expense of us hard braking. Didn't necessarily like that. Everything else it made great decisions on. Okay. In terms of comfort, super comfortable ride. Again, that one hard brake situation, let that lady go, wasn't the greatest, but everything else was very comfortable, especially around pedestrians. As you saw that predictive slowdown, let the lady pass. Was a 50 mile an hour registered on the actual display. Didn't go 50 miles an hour, kept it to 15 or 5 or 10, something in that range. And then again, the speed limit changed to 15, which was great. So I appreciate that. And in terms of overall safety, both in the car and outside the car, as I mentioned before, super high levels of safety, where I just, I felt safe all around. Didn't feel uneasy going through that crazy highway scenario, going from one highway to another highway with aggressive drivers jumping in front of us. We saw how that person jumped in front of us, then had to hit the brakes hard, which caused us to hit the brakes hard, which caused the person behind us to hit the brakes hard. There was tire screeching there on their end. Didn't cause an incident, did handle it gracefully in all events. So great job on that. What I will advise is that Tesla definitely look at changing the UI here for the S and X. I know we are not important anymore, and your flagship vehicles are your highest selling vehicles. We know that. So now just move this up a little bit, align it with this so it's a little bit more symmetrical, because you have the drive modes on top of that. So just do that, and we should be good. Overall, it was great. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think. I think this is uber black levels of comfort, solidly uber black, maybe even high levels of uber black based on what I've experienced so far in these conditions, okay? But this is probably the highest rated uber black I think I've experienced so far with FSD. Still not quite, level the level 5 of a professional car service. There's still some things to be desired, but from what I've seen, we're pacing at a good direction and a good pace. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, what you got, what your experience has been, and more importantly, where you are located. That's going to dictate the performance of these cars, okay, and this software. Let me know in the comments, and until the next time, enjoy your day, enjoy your Tesla.